Hello, everybody. Quartermaine back talking about flying saucers, part 2. To recap, for longer than I've been alive, Americans have been obsessed with flying saucers, UFOs, unidentified flying objects, or now UAPs, unidentified anomalous phenomena. I think I mispronounced that last time and said anonymous. It's anomalous. That's a wider catchphrase. It's now understood that there are objects around on land, sea, and in the air that can't be explained in terms of conventional known technology. Americans live in a material culture where reporting the unusual is seen as normal. But in Thailand, here, ghosts are just a regular part of life, so nobody mentions them. And so it's been pretty much across the world, at least in developing countries. Epic Indian and Chinese culture and literature contains accounts of otherworldly beings and craft. Often they're described in remarkable detail. The Mahabharata and the Ramayana are epic Indian poems, somewhat similar to the Iliad, but 10 times as long and dating between 700 and 400 BC, not far short of 3,000 years ago. They refer to flying machines called vimanas, powered by mysterious technologies. They were said to travel vast distances and carry high-powered weapons. In Chinese mythology, the classic of Mountain and Seas mentions celestial chariots and flying dragons, used by the divine beings to traverse the heavens. Both traditions, with their tales of advanced technologies and magical flight, make us think of UAPs, but they're seen rather as myths than accurate representations or reports. But what if that was wrong? There's little debate now that such things are in some sense real. What's reality, you'll ask? I'll leave aside the epistemological debate for now, or we'll get sidetracked into simulation theory, and that's a rabbit hole I don't want to go down just at the moment. Since Commander Fravor and his colleagues recorded the gimbal and the tic-tac in 2004, a huge number of sightings have been reported by individuals of unquestionable reputation. They include airline pilots and most recently Navy Lieutenant Ryan Graves, who testified to Congress last year. Here's some of what he said to the House. I quote, "I can tell you that advanced UAP are a national security and aviation safety problem. It's been more than a decade since my squadron began witnessing advanced UAP demonstrating complex maneuvers on a regular basis, and we still don't have the answers. UAP sightings became an open secret among our aircrew. They are a common occurrence, seen by most of my colleagues on radar and occasionally up close. The sightings were so frequent, they became part of daily briefs. The UAP we encountered and tracked on multiple sensors behaved in ways that surpassed our understanding and technology." End quote. I'll put the link to his testimony in the description below because it's worth reading in its entirety. This isn't fantasy or science fiction, it's fact. Back to the question I ended the last episode on. Who or what drives them? Answers have been attempted in the modern era from about the 16th century. The spy and philosopher Giordano Bruno proposed that other planets might host life. He got burned at the stake, so such inquiry has not been without its dangers. Percival Lowell studied Mars, and he saw artificial canals, speculating that there had been life on Mars. Here's a list of the modern attempts to find extraterrestrial life. The SETI effort is the best known of the radio searches. This uses large radio arrays and optical telescopes to scan for signals from intelligent civilizations. There's some similarity to the fictional attempt by the Chinese, which is the basis of the excellent book and the Netflix series by the science fiction author Liu Shijin, The Three-Body Problem. The James Webb Telescope, operated since 2021, takes the lead in the studies of the atmosphere of exoplanets for potential biosignatures like oxygen, methane, and so on, other life-related molecules. Amongst a host of efforts, I have to mention the Drake equation. The equation has helped guide the search and been the basis of much academic and public discussion. Don't worry, no math here. I'll do it for you. Using conservative values for each variable of the Drake equation suggests that it's unlikely that there are civilizations in the Milky Way capable of interstellar communication. Sigh of disappointment. But hang on. Using the same values, conservative values, applied to the known universe, which contains about 2 trillion galaxies, the calculation yields an estimate of approximately 400 million potential civilizations. 400 million! In other words, it's almost certain that in some space and time, extraterrestrial civilizations exist. That's not a matter of belief, it's math and cosmology. But where is everybody? Asked the skeptical physicist Enrico Fermi in 1950, just as everybody was getting excited about Roswell. Frank Drake's effort was one of various explanations. They range from the possibility that intelligent civilizations are rare to the idea that advanced civilizations might avoid contact, or they might destroy themselves, or exist in forms that we can't understand or see or detect. Hang on though, hasn't Congress confirmed that something or someone is here? Many other governments have reached similar conclusions with less drama than the Americans. Would Fermi have asked the same question now? You surely can't have it both ways. Deny the existence of extraterrestrials and say that there are UAPs using technology beyond the current state of knowledge. Or is there a giant scam underway? A false flag, as some have proposed, a false disclosure, talked up and aimed at convincing people so that they can be controlled. There might be considerable benefits of doing so, a reason far beyond a pandemic to crack down on us peasants under the threat of alien invasion. That's another rabbit hole to go down, and I'm not going to go there. Meanwhile, it's worth keeping an open mind and supporting genuine efforts like Avi Loeb's Galileo project at Harvard that aims to bring the search for ET into the professional world, away from anecdotal observations and legends to the mainstream of transparent, validated, and systematic scientific research. The Sol Foundation is a Stanford-based think tank directed by academic, science, government experts with some military people. It's aimed at the study of UAPs. The foundation is, quote, assembling teams of noted specialists in the natural and social sciences, the humanities, and engineering and IT. A founder member is former Admiral Timothy Gallaudet. He's the most senior military officer and one with impeccable credentials to come forward. What's the bottom line? We've come a long way from Chinese dragon myths, Roswell, and even ancient aliens on the History Channel. UAPs are real unless they're an elaborate scam. And that wouldn't be the first time. Still, the evidence is not just from the Americans. It spans history and geography worldwide. Of course, a scam can be built on that. just as Ashton Forbes builds his following on real physics but reaches some fairly weird conclusions. Could he be right? Maybe this is real, but it's a hidden human technology. Right now, I'm not writing off any possibility, neither should you. Keep your eyes on the sky and on what's said in the media. Be very skeptical and demand evidence, preferably from people with nothing to gain and a lot to lose. Good UAP hunting. If you missed part 1, take a look at that. Look at both of these episodes. Let me know what you think. If you like them, hit subscribe, give me a thumbs up, a like, and see you next time.